I've actually known Lena since before high school. I coached her on a travel field hockey team, and since then I've seen the hard work ethic that she still has to this day as a young woman, and she instills on the field, in school, as her academics, and just in her social life as well.
When I first entered high school, I became more of a leader in the field hockey community, and that's when I first started coaching and helping out with the Mount Laurel Youth Program. And that's when me and my friend Lauren Conroy, we both ended up coaching one of the field hockey teams in the youth program, and we just love being able to share our love for the sport.
Lena comes to my adapted PE class during her study hall, and she volunteers her time instead of going to study hall. She comes to adapted PE, she participates with the students. She even helps me with instructional time, setting up, cleaning up, and just really gets to know the kids and has fun with them on a one-on-one level.
So when I first entered high school, I was so excited to be coached by Coach K again. And I came down to her class and I just immediately made a connection with all of her students in the class. It was so amazing. I love these kids, I love interacting with them, and just from there I've just always gone and helped her out because she can really use the help, and I really enjoy it. It really opened my eyes up to their experiences, and it just means so much to me because they have someone who they can look forward to seeing, and then whenever I come in the room, they're all like, "Hey Lena, what's up?" It's just such an amazing interaction I have with them, and just putting a smile on their face just makes me so happy.
I feel like Lena's one of those hard workers that a lot of her work maybe goes unnoticed, and I think volunteering is just one of those things that should be recognized as time. She comes in and participates every day with my kids, and then I know on the weekends after school she volunteers with the field hockey team, so I just think it's important that she gets acknowledged for that. Overall, volunteering, I think it builds you to be an adult. I think you need to see the vulnerability in other people. I think you need to learn how to be a leader, how to develop youth or develop other people.
What it means to me to win this award is, it means everything, because I think volunteering is so important because you do all these things in your community, but you definitely need to take the time to give back to the community. I play for the Lenape field hockey team. The youth program are coming to watch my games, and I feel like I need to take a moment to give back to them and to help them grow with what I've learned and make an impact on them. And that's the same with Coach K's class. I think having me run stations, teach them sports that they've never even heard of, it's just making such a huge impact on them, and I think that's just what makes the big difference.
It means a lot to me to win this award because volunteering, I think, is just so crucial to bettering communities, and I'm so happy that there's recognition being brought to it, and hopefully more people will continue to do it. So I volunteered my pretty much whole life doing a variety of things, whether it be stock drives at hospitals or bringing snacks to care centers or animal shelters, horse stables, everything in between. But I think volunteering makes me feel good, but it also helps so many people. So it's like a win-win situation.
What really got me interested in Capri's volunteer work initially was donating books. And not 5 or 10 or 20, but thousands of books. And as an English teacher and as her teacher, I found that so just rewarding and ambitious and also empathetic. And that's one of the things I love about volunteerism, is the desire to be empathetic towards other people.
My dad kind of knew the principal at a school called One Bright Right in Philly, which is an alternative adult high school, so it's a lot of people who were learning English as their second language, or just people who had a lot of difficulty in high school and dropped out and are now coming back. And they did not have any books. They had 2 shelves of books in the entire school. So my dad was telling me about that, and I was just like, we should do a book drive. That would probably be so good for them. Through social media and word of mouth, honestly, we got so many organizations to donate, whether it be Trader Joe's donating bags for the books or just local women's organizations in Medford donating hundreds of books, and we ended up with about 5,000 books.
I think that Capri embodies volunteerism, not just from what she has done in the classroom and in the Medford and Medford Lakes community, but what she has done outside of our communities. When she did donate those books, she donated them to kids in Philadelphia who may not have the same access to literature that she does and that students in our communities do.
So this year I held another book drive, and it was originally intended just for the Veterans Home in Philadelphia, but we ended up surpassing our goal once again, which is pretty amazing. So we also donated the books to refugees from Afghanistan and some local nursing homes. So that was really cool. We collected about 3,000 books in total.
But she also has done an environmental club. Right now she's spending her time at a horse farm.
I began to volunteer at the horse stables freshman year because I originally rode horses there as a kid, and it was called Happy Hooves. It was really fun. I mucked fields and stalls, and I brushed the horses, cleaned the tack, fed the horses, literally anything you can think of. After that, I also taught some lessons for free just to help the lady out who owned it. So later this year, I intend on doing another book drive for a women's shelter, and hopefully in college and later on in life I can just volunteer with whatever's in the area or most beneficial to the people or animals by me.
I'm just so excited to be able to talk about CAPRI. I feel like I've spent the last 2 years just trying to help celebrate all of her accomplishments, and I really cannot wait to see where she goes after she graduates from Shawnee High School.
Since like the age of 10, I've been volunteering, and it's just been a huge part of my life. I started with an organization called TLC of South Jersey. It is a nonprofit organization that helps kids of all ages with disabilities, and it's a team that is involved with Special Olympics. I help coach, I set up drills, and socialize with the kids. We practice every Friday, and they have games on the weekends that I attend, and it's just a really good atmosphere and great for the community.
He actually was involved in the writing of a grant to receive funds to start a unified program here at Cherokee, which is working with students with disabilities to provide athletic programs and clubs and activities for them. Really what I love about it is Nick has always focused on students with disabilities, but focusing mainly on what they can do and not what they can't do.
My brother, he has special needs, and he loves sports too. And he didn't get the chance to like have a team here at Cherokee. He was never able to like be on a team at Cherokee High School. So like I felt that I wanted to give students a chance to be a part of a team. It's an amazing feeling working with these kids, to be able to help them feel included with the community and feel accomplished is just amazing, and I love doing it.
He's just kind, respectful, caring, compassionate, but really what I like most about Nick is he's so incredibly down to earth. He's funny, he's never afraid to ask questions. And he really does put himself out there to be able to learn as much as he can about something, and just, all around just do his best.
Special Olympics heard my story about TLC and Chiefs United and asked me to be a part of their National Hill Day, which I lobbied in front of Congressman Andy Kim and his chief of staff. And I basically told them my story and my volunteer work, and how it has changed the community of Cherokee High School, and why the funding that Special Olympics gives to Chiefs United and other schools, other Unified Champion schools, why it's so important that they get this funding.
He was so excited to tell me that he was accepted to UConn, University of Connecticut, in their biomedical engineering program. So, and the focus would be for him to eventually one day help to create opportunities for students with disabilities. So whether working to develop any sort of software or all different areas where he can be successful in working with them. So he's really focusing on continuing that beyond high school, which I love.
Meredith's quiet and soft-spoken, but she always gets the job done. She always does the right thing, and she's always looking out for others. And she's taken the hardest classes that we have to offer here at Seneca while maintaining a perfect GPA and being involved in all our activities. She's just a great example of, a student in the 21st century.
I grew up with my family doing community service, and I think it's one of the things that has really shaped who I am. And it's really taught me a lot of life lessons, and it's something I want to carry on with me through college and as an adult. One of the projects I've done for NHS is sharing about the organization Color a Smile. So I first started with the organization after I saw an ad on social media and they were looking for people to mail in drawings. So I did some drawings on my own and sent them in, and then a couple weeks later, the director of the organization contacted me and was like, I really like your drawings, so would you be willing to become a designer for us? So since then, I've made about 25 pages for the charity. So I draw the pictures on my own and email them to him. And then afterwards, they get put onto the website, and volunteers from all over the world can print them out, color them in, and then give them to the headquarters. And from there, they get given to groups like nursing homes and military troops. And I just think it was a really great thing to become involved with during the pandemic, because many people felt like alone and isolated, and it was just a great way to connect with my community. At the same time I found out about Color a Smile, we were at home during quarantine during my sophomore year. So I saw a lot of people were struggling to keep up with schoolwork, and I wanted to find a way I could help. So I started tutoring 2 family friends throughout the weeks of the pandemic, so I would just help them anytime they needed with math or English, whatever they really needed help with, so they could be prepared for tests and stuff. So I wanted to be there so they could ask any questions and make sure they had all the material ready so they could move on to the next grade level.
Meredith reminds me of Arthur Ashe's quote that he has, is start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Meaning that during a pandemic, when most kids were at home, maybe getting extra sleep or doing something different, Meredith was making all these different volunteer opportunities happen. She's tutoring kids at home that she knew needed help. She's becoming involved in the Color a Smile. She used what she had at the time and, created something special.
Overall, I would just encourage everyone at Seneca to be involved, because it's helped me learn more about myself and my community, and I just feel really fortunate to be able to give back to others, and it's something I want to do all throughout my life.
Meredith has just always stuck out to me, because each time I would meet with her, I did know she was doing something, over and above what somebody else was doing. And she's just been involved in it all and is just a great example of somebody who I think should win this award. So I'm glad she did.